But I have another question for you before we get to your Misfit 3. And really, that is around just digging in a little bit on some of these passive income streams, because you coach and help other entrepreneurs, tap into these different passive income streams so they can reach their financial freedom too. So tell us a little bit more about that. What are some specifics on some of these passive income streams so that people can maybe start to learn on their own about them, or maybe even reach out to you for help with that?
Sure, Dave. Yeah. So we've kind of been continually finding out about them as a problem solver for ourselves, right? So everything we've done, I'm not an accountant, not a financial analyst. The information I give you here is based on my own experience and what's worked for us. And I always say that because I never want someone to do something and then say, well, it didn't work for us. Well, I don't know what your situation is, right? So I can kind of give you some generalizations about what we've done that have helped us. First and foremost, the triple net investment for me was very important because I had a very high active income, right? So like we had, $1 million+ coming in net actively that we were using just for our family. And when you sell your business, there's also lots of things that we go through with our people. But one of them is, you have a number in mind of what you think you want to sell. Go back, take an Excel sheet with your business, all the things that you write off that are really personal, create a spreadsheet about that and keep that really close, because when you're selling, you need to know what your active income replacement number needs to be, not the big, hairy, audacious 65 million you sell for. It needs to be, what do I need to live off per month and not take from this pile of money that I receive from a sale? I tell them all that because that was my first mistake when I sold the first time. We were like, woo, we're just buying a Ferrari and now we're buying all of these liabilities. And I was like, woo, we're 30 some years old and we're living the dream, right? Well, yeah, until what, right? So, and it would have lasted probably 10.
Like, oh, we lost our cash flow.
Right. See? Exactly. So I only buy now, and my kids only buy. They're 19 and 18. They already own apartment buildings. Like we're legit into this. Like when I'm telling you we're doing all this, we're doing it with our kids as well. So first and foremost, the triple net, we had to replace an active income that was steady. So the only product we could find in real estate, besides having to like own and manage tenants, toilets, trash, which I was not interested in doing, we wanted something that we could make money and we really didn't have to deal with tenants or toilets or trash or those types of things. So the triple net became really attractive because you get a 15-year lease, you have rent bumps along the way, you have exactly what you're going to make every month, and all of our tenants are corporate. So they have signed leases, right? So I'm just going to say this because some people don't know about triple net. So we bought a Starbucks. We bought many, but I'm just using the one here up the road because I go there and I feel like at least I pay my tenants and they pay me to drink their Starbucks. So I kind of feel like that's my liability asset line there. But so we buy the Starbucks, we buy the land in the building. We don't own the Starbucks. Starbucks is not franchisable. They're owned by a corporate company. The company sends us a check every month. If Starbucks decides, you know what, Julie, we don't like this location anymore, we're not going to continue in this location, they close the doors. We still receive payment on that lease for the entirety of the 15 years, unless Starbucks goes bankrupt in all of the United States, which if that happens, sister, we got lots of stuff happening before, more problems than we know, right? So we have 5 locations that pay that a month. And people will say, well, Julie, like what kind of money can you make from Starbucks? Well, for example, they're all about $12,000 to $15,000 a month in rent. Okay. So pending if you buy cash, obviously then that's all yours. If you're leveraging 50%, then half that's yours, right? So the idea here is 2 things. With rates the way they are, it's really challenging to buy triple net, right? So people are like, well, I don't know how to make this work. Well, we had a bunch of people saying, Julie, we want to do this, but we don't have $3 million. How do we do this? So we started syndicating for them. So now we buy them cash. People come in and they invest with us. So like say you have $100,000 and you're like, I want a $500 a month. I need a $500 a month return. That's about what it is on a Starbucks. For $125,000 will get you $500 to $600 a month consistently. Every month they get that on the first. There isn't an issue about tenants. Who's not paying rent? What's happening? What are the expenses? They pay for everything. We get the check,
Yeah,
you get
so
your money.
I think that's important to explain. Like triple net includes,
Yes.
like it's all in everything. So
Yes.
that I think that's important for people to understand.
Yeah.